Hello, Waswere here, back with another Bossman, the series where we go for all the collection logs from all the bosses in the game. Coming into this episode, we have 7 items to go, with 4 of them being from Kerapac, the newest boss release. We're going to start off this episode with some really old clips from before Kerapac's release. I really wanted last episode to be a standalone episode of just that boss, as everyone was super excited about everything coming out of it. Starting off, we were jumping into Virago, and I want to highlight a really cool mechanic that was discovered over the past couple months as solo kills started to become more viable. It was noticed that the clone special attack and subsequent 20 seconds of reduced damage could be skipped if you push Virago far enough away from the other player in the instance. That way he thinks you're alone and doesn't spawn a clone. As phase 4 is a time-locked phase, you end up saving 40 seconds per kill, doing it so it really adds up quickly in the time save department. And it brings a lot of fun to an otherwise boring phase. This can be done on any week, and the mechanics of it are very simple. The base tank puts on their melee weapons in the waterfall and immediately barges out with Walk On. They then vote to make sure that Virago is on them and start walking through Virago's whole wall. React to the way he turns and push him to the wall, and the bomb tank will do their job to get out of the way so that they are out of range of the special attack. Once he swings down with his third auto, he'll skip right to his next mechanic, which is the weekly special attack. There is a further skip on phase 4 called Bleed Skip. This is very niche, as it can only be done on Ceiling Collapse Week, and it involves getting Virago caught on one of the rocks during bleed so he can't reach you. He will do one bleed, and after about 10 seconds he starts launching blue bombs, skipping ahead in his rotation. This saves about 5 to 10 seconds depending on how quickly you lure, so it's really not worth the effort except for the fun that comes with trying it. Virago is still one of my favorite bosses, as it really stood the test of time, and the time lockness of the phases makes it not just a DPS fest like most other PvM content in the current meta. On top of that, it's very rarely done now, so energy prices are very high, and in a duo you can expect 20 per hour, which means about 30 mil per hour in energies alone. And that's before taking into consideration other common drops or seismic splits. We were able to put together a kill with all the skips and get a sub 10 duo. This is pretty fast in my book, and I'll take it. 6 kills per hour coming up soon. Moving on to Angel of Death, the place where we are probably going to spend the most of our remaining time at. And with that in mind, I've started to broaden my horizons a little bit and go beyond my perm team, something I've basically exclusively only done AoD with them for over 2,500 kills. This now allows me to do more kills in a short period of time, as I look for people who are willing to do those long camp sessions. So that way I get more kills per week or per month when I want to do AoD. And at the same time, I could still go with my perm team for that 1 hour a day. In one of the first hours I went with these new people, everyone died, and it was on me to finish up the final 100k or so solo. Very stressful indeed, as I ran out of food and was really low on HP and not sure what to do here. But hey, at least we got some Bay Knight Stone Spirits for that, right? Starting this episode off strong with a personal dex. That's our 8th one, and I always love seeing that big beam on the ground. Moving forward, I had one of the best AoD hours I've ever had, with 1 core and 2 codexes. Not personal, but splits. This was also right before the release of Kerapac, so the prices of the core, which is the T92 offhand magic weapon, was a little inflated, making our total split 269 mil and 420k. And no, I'm not making that number up. The personal streak continues with a Wand of the Praisal, again inflated because of Kerapac, and our very next kill we get our 3500 KC milestone, making us 1500 away from the drop rate of the chest. Maybe I'll get one soon. To round out the personals in this episode, I picked up another codex, and maybe, just maybe, personals aren't that rare after all. I was also able to lower my PR a little bit to 214, an improvement of 2 seconds, and I've since lowered that again to 213, but unfortunately I wasn't recording at that point, so this is the best I got. And to round out the AoD clips this episode, I saw my 3rd intricate chest drop, and it went to MZ, well deserved as he's over 11k KC, and that was his 2nd unique chest. I hope one day I'll get it and be free from this prison. But now that we've made it through all the old clips, let's get into Kerapac. There we go. There is another drop. That was on KC 599, I think. Yeah, that was KC 599, and we Got our last item at 501, so that was 98 solos, and we now have a Scripture of Jas as well, so we are 4 out of 7, and only 6 items to go for Golden Reaper. So we were able to sell it for 65 mil, which adds to our GP stack. And here comes another drop. We got a Scripture of Jas, that's about another 65 mil to add to the loot tab. And shout out to Feel, who just finished his AoD log with an intricate ice chest. I've been doing a lot of AoD with him, and he got it, so well deserved. He took he's over 5k KC, so I'm not too salty. And the book sold for 63.8 mil, adding to our coin pouch. I think that's our new fastest solo at 532, and we also picked up another effigy at the same time. I get this comment a lot of why I don't just keep 5 in the bank because I don't gain any XP from them. It's just fun to complain about getting them. Well, that timed perfectly. We got a 9 kill hour just as our aura ended. I'm pretty proud of that. To get a 9 kill hour means you gotta bank quickly, and pretty much most of your kills need to be sub 6 minutes. So yeah, we did that. We were getting 548s. I think the slowest kill that hour was 610. So we're pretty consistent with these, and I think in the future I'll be able to hold up 9 kill hours, which give me 27 drop piles per hour, which is 27 chances at getting this next staff piece, my Fractured Stabilization Gem. So there we go, we got another concentrated blast. I wasn't even expecting that. That was just the end of the hour. I do want to talk about Smoke Cloud and Borrowed Power. I have 18 charges left on my Smoke Cloud, which means I've used about 1,000 Smoke Clouds here at Kerapac, which makes sense because I used 2 a kill and I've done about 500 solos, and then add a little bit more in for the trios. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge up the Borrowed Power, and I'm going to show you how it's done. So to actually channel our Borrowed Power, we have to set it to a specific spell. And you can cast it up to 1,000 times, which is why I have 18 charges left. What you do is you come to Pauline's Produce, and the Borrowed Power spell is what you unlock at the very end with 430,000 produce. So once you're done this comp requirement, then you have Borrowed Power unlocked. But you need to pay 18,000 points every time to set your Borrowed Power. So I'm going to set my Borrowed Power here. And because I have 18 charges left on Smoke Cloud, it just does a confirmation message to make sure I want to get rid of them. So there are a bunch of spells you can store. These are mostly things from the normal book, but the Smoke Cloud spell is the one from the ancient book that can be stored. It's common for other people to have Entangle or Vulnerability stored in there, but I don't do Telos, and I just throw Vuln Bomb, so that's why I don't need either of those. So I chuck the Smoke Cloud, and she takes all those runes, and now we have 1,000 more casts that we can do. Go away. And with the produce, actually unlocking the spells doesn't cost anything. It's kind of like a reward for getting there. So when you get to 290,000, you get Disruption Shield, but you don't have to spend 290,000 to actually unlock Disruption Shield. So by the time you're done this requirement, you will have 430,000 produce, and that will last you so many casts. That is 25-ish sets of Borrowed Power, which is 25,000 Smoke Cloud spells. I hope no one actually uses up all of their produce on that, because that's a lot of casts. So it turns out I am a big idiot. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier, but Genocidal actually works at Kerapac because you're on Slayer task. You can get up to 7% extra damage when you're near the end of your task. So what I did was I used my Guardian's Gift to get this Biting for Genocidal gizmo, and I'm going to replace Biting for Dragon Slayer on my Elite Serenic because I no longer do Elite Dungeon 2, and that's really the only dragons I'd be killing. And Kerapac doesn't count for Dragon Cluster task, nor will it, so that Dragon Slayer perk won't give me any DPS at Kerapac, and it doesn't negatively impact my range anywhere else. So if I'm going to do AoD, I still have all the same offensive perks I have currently. So now we have up to 7% extra DPS, It rounds down, I believe, on the buff bar, but the scalar is correct. We're 62% of the way through the task, and if we times that by 7, we're currently getting 4.4% extra DPS from this genocidal perk. Okay, this is going to be our new fastest solo. We're to 525. It's actually kind of spooky because I phased during the lightning into the final phase, so I was like cated waiting for it to pass, and like I can't attack. But 525 is pretty good. This genocidals are really starting to pay off. I'm down to 43 left on the task, so my DPS boost is about 5%. There is 700 kills in hard mode Kerapac. I seem to get really lucky around the 100 milestones. I got a drop at 501. I got a drop at 599. So maybe we'll get one at 701. Well, it wasn't kill 701, but I think it was kill 702. Yeah, 703, we got the Kerapac wrist wraps, which is our last, I guess, normal mode unique item. I'm going to keep these just because they're cool with their special effect with combust, and when I go back to maging, I'm going to want them. Any future ones I'll sell, and they're only worth about 7 to 8 mil right now. So for the collection logs, we have Fractured Armadyl symbol and Fractured Stabilization gem to go. Hopefully we pick up a staff piece soon. And that is another Slayer task complete. We've now completed 2502 tasks in a row. And yeah, that's our third Slayer task that we've completed with Kerapac so far. That is very unfortunate. We picked up a second set of Kerapac wrist wraps, which are dirt cheap. I'm probably going to keep these in the tab for quite a bit, at least until we finish this log, because they're only worth about 8 or 10 mil. Oh wow, didn't even realize that, but I think that's the new fastest solo at 522, and I went slow at the end. That could have been a 515. Here we go, that is another unique. That is our third Scripture of Jas, I think. Yeah, third. Let's check the collection log here. 873 KC, and that is our third Scripture of Jas. We now have 10 total drops from Kerapac, but only one of them being a stat piece. I really want this second piece, and I'm going to be doing a lot of kills this weekend, maybe even getting up to 1,000 to try to get that final piece. Or not the final piece, try to get that second piece. It's fallen a little bit under the 60 mil mark, and we got 58.7 mil for it. Oh my god, it worked! Holy crap. Yes! It's a really funny story, and I wish... Maybe I'll just splice in a couple of the recordings before, but just before this hour, I went ahead and I bought the Fractured Stabilization gem. And then this is literally the second kill after that, and we picked it up. Because I had the previous 2 pieces in the GE for like a week while we waited for this. Holy crap. Okay, it's in my inventory. I can teleport out of here. Let's go to Max Guild. So yeah, you can see I have a Fractured Stabilization gem, which I insta-bought when I woke up this morning. Then I also have the Fractured Armadyl symbol, which I bought on day 2, which is why it's 1,500. And then I have the Fractured Shaft, which I bought for 1294. I'm just gonna put on screen right now the screenshot from Discord, which shows I said fuck going dry, we're getting a staff. So I was like, screw it, I'm done with this boss. And then I was like, I'm gonna finish off this Slayer task, and then I'll go ahead and make the staff. But holy crap, we got the Fractured Stabilization gem. So we know it insta-bought at 1249, so I'm going to go ahead and sell it at like 1238 mil. And it insta-sold at 1246, 333. And let's go ahead and finish off this Slayer task, and then we'll make the staff and try out some mage. And there it is, Slayer task 2503 is done. Got 22 points for that. That task takes like 20 hours to do solo. So it's 1 Slayer point an hour. But we're going to go ahead and get ourselves ready to make the Staff of Armadyl now. So let's go ahead and claim all of these items. We have the Fractured Stabilization Gem, which I got for 1249. The Armadyl symbol, which I got for 1583. That's the one where I've kind of lost some money because it dropped from 1500-ish to like 1300-ish now. So lost 250 mil there. And then I have the shaft as well for 1294. If we go ahead and add the three of those numbers up, we get a total of 4126 mil. Okay, let's go ahead and assemble this into the Fractured Staff of Armadyl. So we can go ahead and wield the Fractured Staff of Armadyl. It looks pretty cool here. Let's go augment this and try out some mage. So in terms of gizmos, we're going to go for Precise 6 Ruthless 1. Which is this combo here. I have so many Armadyl components from my Spiritual Warriors AFKing that I can go ahead and do this at basically no cost. And we got it on the first try. As for the other gizmo, we're going to be going for Aftershock 4 Equilibrium 2. And normally I would just take it off the previous weapon. But I'm actually going to still use the Inquisitors, which has Aftershock 4 Equilibrium 2. So we need to go get another one. And I haven't used any of the Guardian's gift yet, so I'm going to go ahead and get the Inventor's Wish to get an Ancient Weapon Gizmo, and hopefully we can pick up Aftershock for Equilibrium 2. It's a 30% chance, so I think I might need to use all 4 options of it, but we go ahead and we use 6 Iljunkin and 3 Time Worn. And we got it on the very first try, so we still have 60% of our Guardian's gift left. We have an augmented Fractured Staff of Armadyl with Precise 6, Ruthless 1, Aftershock 4, and Equilibrium 2 on it. And I'm going to do something that I might regret later on, but I want to dye this baby. Warning, if you do this, the item will change and you will not be able to trade it and you'll use up the dye. You will not be able to clean it to make it tradable, but there is a way to do that. You just have to have a friend. You will not be able to recover a dye. Yes, I understand what I'm doing. And we have dyed the staff. Ooh, the inventory icon's a little bit weird. But when we wield it here, it looks good. And I think it looks really good with our outfit. And you can see the staff, I think it goes very well with our outfit. The particles kind of match the vitality suit. And then it blends very well with the comp cape, so I'm very happy I did it. I've been tackling normal mode Kerapac as I need to get 100 KC in normal mode, as it's a requirement for final boss and therefore insane final boss. The hard mode KC doesn't count, you need 100 of each. I thought this would be a great opportunity to relearn magic as it's been about 9 months since I last used the style beyond something like AFK Slayer or getting strange or golden rocks. Let's just say it's a big learning curve. Mage has gotten a big boost with this update, and it's going to get even bigger when they unnerf the staff spec. Right now, when you have the spec active and use dual wield, it sends out an offhand auto, which is about 500 damage. But if you have a two-hand equipped, it sends out a two-hand auto, which hits about 5 times as hard. They have said that they're going to fix this imbalance, which makes me really excited to try to stack crits with Concentrated Blast with dual wield, as you average about 1 crit per cast, and you can use it every 3 abilities. I'm excited to show off this staff and see what Jagex has in store for its final resting place. I welcome the new specialization of magic becoming the crit style. And with that, that's going to be the end of the episode. We have 4 items to go for Golden Reaper, and we're close, but still so far away. I do have a Discord, and I've left a link to it in the description of the video, so feel free to join for sneak peeks of what I'm working on, or to just hang out. Otherwise, if you like the content I'm creating, consider subscribing, and if you want to drop a like on the video, please do. It really helps push this video to more people, which allows me to put more time into videos. But past that, have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next one.